welcome back to the TrekCraft server. Yeah, I'm working on the Enterprise D. I'm over here working on decks 8, 9, and 10. Even deck 11, I dropped deck 11 down into below here to work on it as well. And I'm just kind of going through and I'm just tweaking it a little bit. I'm adding little alcoves here on deck 10 because why not? Have a lot of extra space and just trying to figure out exactly where I want these little alcove things to go. Now I thought about converting this to an alcove. I mocked it up. It didn't look very good, so instead I put it up there. And I'm going through here. Now these are supply rooms or damage control rooms, and ooh, yeah, find things like this all the time. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's go ahead and make this another supply room because why not? We can do it. You know, and we got a supply room. So I'll have to, when I do this, I got to remember to mirror it to the other side as well, because otherwise I have issues. And we don't like issues. Issues are bad. Okay, so, um, now if I were to put an alcove right there, it would look, well, it'd be offsetting that. So let's go ahead and see what it looks like if we did something like this. So I can always undo it later on, you know, just like that. um, yeah, what the hell? I'm gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it. You know, eh, they can decorate it. Here, let's do this too, just for fun. Let's do this just for fun. There we go. Let's grab this, put that there, put that there. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. I did mark that. Yep. Okay, I marked that. And um, uh, I forgot where I was working at. We'll just go to screw it. We'll go all the way over here. Why not? Doesn't matter. Does not matter because we can mirror it. Can mirror it and remirror it and mirror it again. Yeah. Now all these spots through here that are black, I'm just gonna leave because you know it helps keep continuity of the corridor looking okay. But yeah, yeah. Oh well. You only you know you gotta yellow it. You know you only live once. Let's go ahead and sit down here. I've already made some major revisions to this deck, so I'm definitely gonna have to re-import it up to the ship here shortly. But I filled in a couple of empty spots that were redundant. The medical complex is starts on deck 11, I believe, and deck 11, deck 12. And I do recall that the team was setting up deck 11, and they hollowed out a large section for the medical-ish complex thing here, and then that's that. That's pretty much where it's at, and it based off of an image that they saw or have and concept art. And that's one thing I can tell you about this, about the builders on the TrekCraft server. You give them concept art and they will run with it. I mean, seriously, they love that shiz. Absolutely love it. And they will run with that like you would not believe. So, yeah, the more concept art you got, send it our way because, boy, uh, give artists fuel, and it's like rocket fuel to these folks. Anywho, let's go ahead and buzz back through here. No matter how many times you go over something, you will always find flaws with it when you go through it again. And again, that's just the nature of the beast. We're all perfectionists and everything else, so yeah, yeah. Now, I'm mainly focusing on the alcoves along there and along here. I've already added a couple over in here, and I've already mirrored them. Now, here's another nice one. This is a huge space to waste, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reclaim it as this, because why not? You know, like this. And then I'll, of course, mirror it to the back, and then mirror it to the sides. Something like that. And I guess, I don't know. I mean, it's just like a little, I guess if we really wanted to, we could just do this. Get rid of this and get rid of this and just make it massively open through here. Massively. Get rid of those little spikes. There we go. What do you think? Yeah, It's hideous, but it looks good. So we're going to go ahead and mirror this over to the back section of the ship. And sometimes if I'm not certain if I have the same layout from forward to aft, what I'll do is I'll lay in my marker blocks and then I'll just stair step them up. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and copy. I'm going to flip it. And then I'm going to stay it up here and I'm going to paste. Paste. You see it popping over there? Okay. So we do know that it looks like this whole area does line up. Very nice. Very, very nice. So what I'll do is I will come over here and I will cut and paste A. Okay. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark that and then we will zip back over way over there again. Because why not? Why not? I got a cat in the room that likes to make a lot of noise. Don't you, kitty? Yeah. Yeah, I'm recording, and the moment I start recording, you start jibber jabbering. Yeah. Yeah, we got to go back. We'll go to right there. That'll be good. Then we'll zip on over to the center of the ship here. This is the bread and butter. You know, this is how you make the space sausage. Two. Got to do space sausage making here, and we will copy, and I will flip it, and then I will paste it. Now, technically, I'm doing it too fast. And for some reason, World Edit, it's the size, the height of the new world limits causes a delay in commands with World Edit. So when you copy out something large, it takes forever for it to light every block, as it does it chunks at a time. So you know, if you're doing a large region, the chunk has to be completely loaded and lit and accounted for, and then it'll, you know, map it, and then you can move it. Now, the smaller the region, of course, the smaller the amount of chunks it has to light or load, and so forth. And yesterday, or I think day before, I recorded a video when I was talking about why I use black magenta, and I was talking about space, like empty airspace. And in effect, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to prevent the game from trying to light areas that don't need to be lit. That's why I put in black terracotta or a filler block. I also know by putting a filler block in, I know that this space is not used. And by filling it in throughout the ship, it gives the ship, you know, a rigidity. Because if you were to remove everything and then you were to see this, you would still have the outline of the ship. And this would be sort of like the subframes, the bulkheads, the hidden stuff you wouldn't see. And then you can always go through later on if you want to, because it's consistent. A lot of it's consistent through sections of the ship. And you can route conduits and other things, hidden stuff. And you know, then you could have, like, if we at some point have doors that you can open that look, you know, you'd see like a conduit going through, and this would be like a service hatch or something. In the meantime, it also keeps entities, if this was to ever be loaded on, say, a, you know, private world or something, it keeps entities from spawning inside of here, and it helps the game be more efficient at where it decides to place lighting. It can't place lighting in a solid block, but it can place lighting in a hollow space, and that can slow you down and that can cause lag. And that was something we discovered years ago when we were building the Voyager. And we couldn't understand, why is the Voyager always lagging? Well, it had a bunch of little entities, but it was also trying to light a lot of space that you could not see. So go ahead and get rid of that. And yeah, it was just, so I just got into the habit of filling the space. And then, of course, my OCD kicked in and it became like popping bubble wrap. You know, every bubble's got to be popped. And I will spend hours just going over a deck looking for things, and I will miss a dozen or more things. And someone will, oh, here it goes. You know, and you're like, how did you see that? I mean, I just spent an hour going over this thing, and I didn't see it, and there it is right in front of my face. You know, we've probably already passed two or three, and you're screaming at me, oh my God, go back, go back, go back, go back. I'm like, oh my God, no. So, yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and replace that one too. Yeah, so we come here. Now, we have this spot right here in the central. I am going to reclaim this here because I did it on the front of the ship, and I'd like to do it on the sides as well. Just come through and reclaim that. Just a little, you know, nook. And then we'll go ahead and I'll highlight it from here to here. Why not? We can do it. And then we'll go back to the center of the ship here real quick. And this is pretty much all I do. And this is why I really don't record videos of me building. It's because it's a lot of this tedious stuff. Me just going back and forth and doing things like this. And a lot of people get like, you know, and my analytics show that if I do a lot of build videos, you know, about 5 seconds into me starting a project, um, it's good night, folks, you know. So, but every so often I get asked, hey, how do you do this? Why do you do that? How come this is done this way? And you know, we got a lot of new people working on the server that are, you know, talented folks. They wouldn't be here if they weren't. And you know, they ask questions like, well, why did you make this decision? Why is this way? How come you didn't do this? You know, why aren't you using this for this and things like that? And you know, I figure, okay, well, my build process is this. And so I decided, well, I'll go ahead and do some videos and stuff. Why not? So let's go ahead and uh, I'm debating whether I want to reclaim this spot or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off and I'm just going to let that sink in, see if I want to do that. And in the meantime, I'll look for a little bit more targets of opportunity for things to work on and fix on this deck. And if I don't see anything in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to go ahead and copy it and import it back into. But I won't do that on recording because again, the process of copying out this deck takes several minutes for the program, the mapping we program, the world edit program to grasp it and set it up so that I can move it. And that, believe me, it's been up to 3 minutes for some of these things because they are big areas. But yeah, so there's that. I can reclaim that. I can reclaim that. See, it's so narrow, but if I did that, that's a nice little alcove right there. It's a nice little alcove right there. Nice one right there. Definitely a nice one up here, but I don't know. Again, I gotta let this, you know, brew in my brain a little bit to determine if I want to, you know, carve out these spots. I might carve this one out. In fact, I'll do that right now because I like the concept of this one. And like so. Yeah, I like that. So let's go ahead and do this all over again. Come back here, make sure, yep. And we'll go to the center of the ship. Hey, hold still. And there we go. Now, I use macro keys for a lot of the stuff I do. And it helps me for like if I have to fly fast or if I have to go into creative mode or, you know, spectator mode. So I can go with a press of a key into spectator mode, press of a key, and I'm out of spectator mode. It just works out well for me. Where were we at? We're way over here, so it goes this way. Um, okay, so definitely not the same. I think I may have made a mistake here. Let's go ahead and we're going to undo that edit. Then we're going to do the stair step thing here because, yeah, 9. There we go. Copy. Then we're going to flip, stand up. I want to see where it's at on this up here. It's over there. Okay, come back over here. Now I've already done it here. So this means the front here has already been done. This already has been reclaimed on this section here. That's what I thought. So if we come up here and I remove this and go to that, that's what yeah, it's already been done. So all I have to do is mirror it from here back. Huh. You know what? Let's look at that. How did I do that over here? I did reclaim the whole area. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and highlight that to right here, and just reverse it and see what it looks like over here. There's my blocks. And we're going to do this, like so, and I'm going to copy, I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to paste. Now we'll see what it looks like. Okay, yeah, yeah, I'm liking it. It's the same things we have up in the front. Sorry, I spin a lot, round a lot, because, and it gets people, you know, sick. We're going to, whoop. um, okay, that's interesting. Okay, no. And then we'll walk over here. I spin around a lot because I can see things, you know, I'm working on the project, so when I spin around, I'm seeing things a little bit faster than, say, you would see it because I'm like right here and I'm focused on it. You're watching a video and it can make you sick, and I apologize for that. I try not to do that now. Try to keep myself as, you know, unjittery as possible because nobody likes somebody who dances around and is all jittery and stuff. It makes it very difficult to, you know, pay attention to what's going on. If they're, you know, yeah, man, hey, how's it going? How's it going? That kind of crap. And again, I just said I wouldn't do that, and I'm going to go and do it. So let's go ahead and buzz over here to the central line, and there's a gold one right there. There we go. And we will copy this out. Copy. and then I'll flip it. And you see how fast it responds? It's just a very small section, but if I were to copy out the whole deck, yeah, it would be a lot bigger. And we're going to paste. Now, normally I would do paste A, just be on the safe side because you don't want to paste over something. Now, you notice this screen. This is the original drive hall because it was reworked in order to fit the new Cobra head in. And things kind of got a little wonky. So Calvin and I went back through, and Calvin, did some stuff and things and fixed some stuff. And this actually comes up and then down again. And this right here is actually part of the secondary hull, the upper part of the neck. So yeah, it's just in some spots it feeds over. I don't exactly understand how it does it, but that you can see from up there that it kind of overlays this. So that's what happens. And there are little alcoves where it comes up in and then drops back down, and yeah, it's a spaceship. Spaceship mechanics. It is what it is. We accept it or we go insane trying to figure it out. And of course the impulse bay here, and we zipped over here. And where are we at? There we are. Okay. Yeah, it came through just fine. Looks good. All right. Now, a lot of the rooms, or a lot of the space I leave empty, like these empty rooms here, because again, I don't know what we want to put in them. They could be ship systems, they could be other things, could be this, could be that, could be that, could be, This is near engineering, so most of these will be engineering stuff. And if, we end up repurposing this for crew quarters, it's an easy fix. Pull the deck out, mark it up, put it back in the ship, or mirror it, and then put it back up in the ship, and then, build it out, mirror it, you're done. Uh, but for the most part, like I don't have doors in all of these rooms because again, I don't know where we're going to put the doors. I don't know if we're going to make these rooms smaller. They're just, I just squared them off, give them double walls because you never know. These could be broken into smaller rooms, and we like to have an interior wall for each room. And we have the space for it, so why not? I believe Mart and Pan started doing this on the Vesta, and so each quarters had two walls so that you could recess stuff into like bookshelves and things like that. I generally don't like doing that with crew quarters, but I will do that with larger rooms. Now I have done it with some crew quarters on this build, and I'm in the process. I'd like to go back through and pull those out and rework them because I'd rather have the space than not. But in some cases you have to do it for like bathrooms. This will be like a sonic shower, and then this will be the bathroom area, crew quarter, sleeping area, and then common area right here. And some cases, you have like little alcoves. I could repurp this alcove as part of this crew quarters, but why not just have like a little, like damage control locker, because, survival lockers, things like that on the deck, because it is a primary escape pod deck. So, and every deck needs, a certain amount of, survivable tools, things to help repair the ship, damage control, life support, personalized PPE, personal protection equipment, and PPE, yeah, personal protection equipment, things like that. And so I like to add little nooks and crannies wherever I can, and like little rooms like this, again, can be anything you want them to be. It could be like little security stations, and you definitely on a big deck like this, you'd probably want 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 security stations in strategic locations around the ship, along with little medical supplies and damage control stuff. Again, personal protection equipment, survival lockers, things that help you live. Like these could be survival lockers because if you don't get the escape pod, you're going down with the ship. Um, but if the ship don't get blowed up right away, you might be able to survive long enough to get rescued or beamed off because life signs. So little rooms like this to step in and just pray, to whatever space god you worship, or hope for the best, and don't wake up in Grethor or wherever it is you would end up. So yeah, that would suck. Oh man, I didn't make it, did I? Nope. Move over and start rowing. Oh man. That's a reference to Grethor, if you didn't pick it up. Star Trek fans would pick it up, I think. Nah, they wouldn't get it. So, anyways, so let's go ahead and I have kind of been since working with Creeper on his refit, Enterprise refit. I decided I wanted to put a little more thought into the phaser strip. I don't know if this is what it's supposed to look like, but I'm going with it. I mean, I'm not going to change the thing. I did not build the phaser strip. I will finish the phaser strip. but I won't build the phaser strip. So part of me, okay, so I have this upper phaser strip right here, and I've been in the process of setting this room up, this space here, and the space is accessed through different points. Like you have a power distribution node right here, or special system. It'll be like a like a power room right here, or node, whatever, booster, you know. So what'll happen is we'll come up here, and so this purple line right here is an actual power feed coming off the impulse engine that ties into the primary hull, the secondary hull, and it's also going to be the primary power distribution line, conduit. And what I need to do is I need to make this fit in this space with a phaser. Now I already have an idea for a phaser, but in order to do that, we got to go down to, I think, deck 12-ish. I'm going to deck 12-ish. And I've got to figure out how to route power to deck 12, this thing to deck 12. And the reason for that, if we drop down here, we're between decks. Okay, let's drop down one more right here. So I got to get it to right here. This is the lower phaser strip. And again, I think we were talking about this right here, space windows, and well, this is new. Okay, somebody was doing something over here, and they put these blocks here. I will have to get rid of those because they should not be here. Anyways, maybe I was doing it. Maybe it's me. I put these here and just don't remember. I don't know. Anyway, so got to route power from the phaser strip here up, and got to figure out where and how to feed it into the system. This isn't going to work here. It's not going to work here because there's a corridor there. It might work here because it can come back and feed in right here. So yeah, I think this is how I'll do it. So let's go ahead and mark out a, first is find the center point. Actually, let's do this. Let's go down here to the phaser strip real quick. Let's go ahead and clear that marker. Go down, and we'll say right here. And 6, come on, get solid. Okay, now I need purple, because purple's gonna, come on, agree with me, here we go. Purple, I like purple wool. Now I'm just using purple wool because it's convenient to grab it to a different color that I don't normally use, and blah blah. And then we'll go ahead and just give ourselves a sizable thing to work with here. And then again, and come up. We went too far. I went too far. I didn't need to come up to this deck. See? See what I mean? Sometimes you overthink it and just get into a rhythm and block, block, block. And thank God it's a block game, because you can always recapture the blocks. And we'll come over this way. Come on. Follow me where I'm going. And oh man, I'd like to go a little bit. So let's do this. It's right there. And that's part of the hull. I can't do that. It's into this. I can't do that. See what we got up here. If I can do something, I can't because there's a darn corridor there, and I don't want to move that corridor. I can get rid of that corridor. I really don't need it. Because I have this corridor that goes around. I can get rid of this corridor if I really had to. Let me think about that for a second. You know what? I'm thinking I'm going to get rid of this corridor right here. So let's go ahead and mock this up as if it's no longer a corridor. Oops. Okay, let's do this. There we go. Mock this up real quick. Tangent. This is a tangent process. So we are definitely working with a tangent here. And since we're going to be doing an engineering thingy, let's do this. Okay, might as well. Okay, so and this would, wrong block. And like that, and then this would be the new interior wall space. And come all the way over here, and then this, of course, this would be like that. Something like this. You. Then, of course, it would just go on so forth like this around. And yep. Okay, and then this would be there we go. Whoops. And I might even change the shape of this again. This is just right now, this is just concepting out. This is just concepting out. So, okay, let's go back down here. So we now know we can just come right up into here. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So now we have a direct line into this area here that can feed directly to this right here, like so. Yeah. And I'll go ahead and fill this floor back in here real quick. And of course, now that I've made this change, I've got to copy this section out and drop it down onto the section we're working on down below. If this is a deck that's affected, I think it is because it is deck 10. So what I'll end up doing is I'll finish mocking this area up here real quick, and come on, cooperate with me, I will be very angry. Okay, so we'll come through here. I'm just putting an orange around this because I'm going to fill this floor in real quick here and make sure there are no holes. And then we'll go TrekCraft, filler, and floor. I'll say 34, 1. There we go. And what'll happen is, so this area now has this going to it, and if I were to drop this down into the space below, of course, it would all line in, and then, but I have to do this, I have to copy this down onto deck 10 that I'm working on, of course, mirror it to the other side, and then I can copy it back into the hall primary, and it'll all, line up and stuff. But let's go ahead. It doesn't matter if this purple is ingrained into the floor. It's basically just a marker block as to where the power node works. So let's go ahead and get rid of this here. So now we know that this goes all the way back here and down into the phaser strip. I can actually push it through there and then have it come through here, but it's just easier to have it come out this way here. Now this obviously isn't just going to be one block. It's going to be like what Creeper has, which it'll be wrapped around. I'll have to design how I want the power conduit to look. In the meantime, this is what I have to work with the phaser strips. And this lower phaser strip, I'm kind of at a conundrum here. Now, I can fill in these spots here with something, like I can do black terracotta, then it's just but you take the phaser apart and look at, what's it going to look like. So I decided I want to try and make it, look like a phaser, but different than I normally do because we have more blocks and whatnot. So I have to decide, do I want to highlight this up like so, this kind of a thing. Again, this is all just for mock-up at this point, just so I have a level playing field, because I hate multi-level things like this. And what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and go along here, and I'll just mock this here up, because again, a lot of this you'll never see. When you do see, we can always replace the black terracotta, pull the whole phaser system out and do that. But or I could use these blocks here like this, I don't know yet. I'm still debating how I want to do this, because I have a very little space here to work with, and I have this right here. If I were to do a system, I would like to have something like this, so the whole thing will fit snugly right here. But the corridor is shaped by the hull, so, and I could get rid of this corridor, but then you wouldn't have no access to these windows, because yeah, you would have no access to these windows. And this is a stairwell. This is deck 11, so we're on deck 12. Let's go ahead and plan this out here real quick and see what we can come up with. Actually, let's go this way here because I can always work on this later on and that angle. I just want to kind of get something pieced together just to see how it looks. And here, we'll do it from right here. Okay, for the shits and giggles, we'll just go ahead and keep this block because it's, you know, why not? Go to here. Now this space right here. Again, this is subject to change. This is just all, you know, part of the planning phase. So there. Okay, and then let's see what we got for a stair. Let's go with this one. No, I didn't grab a stair, did I? See, it looked like a stair. Threw me for a minute. We'll just type in here and we'll go. There we go. And we have graphite stair. And we have birch stair. And we get rid of that. And we have this guy. So, okay, that's a no. Well, check that out. And there we go. Okay, we'll go with this one, and I'll put it here. And I guess here. So this will actually have to come up again. Again, this is just me mocking this up. I have absolutely no idea how this is going to look. I mean, you have your head canon how something's supposed to look, and then you have to figure it out from there. I cannot go. I can go higher. I can always go higher, so I don't have to worry about that. So something like that, and okay. And see what else we got down here for things to work with here. Now I'm just using vanilla blocks at this point. Again, they can always be mocked up with something else. Let's try these. Why not? No, that's kind of. It can go there, obviously. But what will we put around it? Stop it. No. I guess that's not. Doesn't want to go there. Let's see here what we got. What's this look like? No. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and explore a little bit. We have KT walls. Ooh. Let's see what this looks like. Wow. It's full of lava. That's like a plasma conduit. That actually might work as a, does it? It does. Check that out. Look, it's red with power. Okay, it's not going to work for us, though. Okay, let's try, what's this one look like? Oh, it's that block. That could work, but I don't want it. Okay, let's go ahead. I thought I saw some, ooh, oh, what's this? Oh, wow. Okay, so it wouldn't matter. So basically, if I did this, it'd be something like this. Run this along here like so. And then we get rid of that, because that's obviously that's not going to work. And we could put something like these down here. Or something like this. Ooh, yes, like this. This works much, much better. Okay, and then, of course, get rid of these. Get rid of that. Have a different color idea for that. Replace this one. Okay. No, we want to do something else. Let's try this. Let's try that. Okay. And then something like this. I don't know. It might work, might not work. And then say, here's the center. Let's see here. We go every 4? We say we go 4. Let's try 4. See what 4 does for us. Okay. And like that. And then we do something like a reverse through here. And again, I have to fill that spot there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, not this one, let's find something else to put down in there that'll look interesting. Let's try we'll stay with red and see what red gives us here. What's this one look like? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Okay. Whoops. Come back here. We're on this, in these spots, like so. Of course, it'll get to there, and then, it'll do what it's going to do. And then here, can we do this double? Should we do this double? Yeah, let's go ahead and do a double. That way it's level. We're working with a level playing field here. Let's go ahead and go there. Come back here. I don't know how it's going to look. We get rid of this stuff because I don't like that. Come through here like this. Again, I mean, this is all subject to change. I'm just mocking it up just for giggles. And okay, so then we have that. And what do we got for other blocks? We got half slabs. We got, ooh, what's this? Black riveted panel. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Oh, I like. Okay, and what can we do now? What other riveted panels do we have? We have gray riveted panel. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh, I like. Okay, then we got for glass blocks. Glass. Do we have like? Well, nothing in that one. How about this one? Ooh, there we go. Do we have like glass half slabs? Maybe. Oh my God. Okay, I'm liking it. I'm actually kind of liking this. Okay, let's go ahead and make sure I got the right. Let's get rid of this. Go over here. You. See if we got it in the right spots. We do. And then we're going 3 in. So 1, 2, 3, and over here. 1, 2, 3, and then come back here. Come on, let me up there. 3, and then we'll come from here. 3, and that gives us 4 in the center. Okay, that I can work with that. Goodbye, floor. You are in the way. You must go away now. Disappear. Get out of my way. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3 there, and 1, 2, 3 there. Okay. Okay, yeah. Gotta get rid of the floor again. Gosh darn it. Means I have to come back through and put this floor back in. It's gonna be fun. Always fun. Always fun on the TrekCraft server. Okay. Now when we get to a spot like this, I think it's best just to go ahead and do that. Honestly, I think that's probably the best bet, is to do something like that. I can always change it later. Again, this is just, mocking stuff up for fun and whatnot, so no idea if this will work. Somebody else might come through and go, this is hideous, and decide to do something better. For me, I'm just trying to come up with a concept that will work for me at this point. Me. All I care about is me. Me. Okay, there. That's enough of that. Okay, come through here. The reason I need to do this is I got to plan out where the pathing of the main power conduit's going to go. And that means I have to have a design for the phaser. That way there, when I lay in the conduit over the top of the phaser, because that's where it's going, and then, both systems are primarily designed and, all things considered, neatly tucked away. And it solves a lot of problems doing it, having it all pre-planned out and whatnot. So anyways, I'm thinking I like this look, and I'm going to go ahead and finish up this phaser strip looking like this. Actually, before I do, I'm going to get some opinions and see what folks think from the TrekCraft community, and see if they want me to go ahead and continue doing this. And then I'll reverse it and I'll put it up on top as well, on that phaser up there. In the meantime, I'll consider how I want to do my main power conduit routing look thingy. It's definitely going to go through here, and when it gets to spots like this where it can't go over this because this is definitely a corridor right here. I don't know what I'm going to do. Because we've got to get to these windows. Normally I would say nix the windows, but you can't because these are windows that are in the ship, and they, for the most part, you know, got to be accounted for. And what I'm thinking on these again is something like this. This whole area will be like kind of an open area, and then we'll just come through like this. Yeah, I don't have a block for it, so I'll just use this one right here. And they'll just be something like this. And then this space here, you know, all of this space up to the window point anyways can be used with like half slabs or carpet or stuff like that. So again, it could be something like this or something like this. Actually, I think the wall would probably go down on this. That's probably what I was doing back there as I was trying to easily map this here out. And then, of course, the wall would go all the way up, and then it would go around this window like this, and then continue on. So this window would be encased like so. And this here would be like, you know, say for example this, something like, I'm not saying I'm going to use this block, and then out here would be whatever it would be, because we'd have to be able to, for example, say something like this. Again, I'm just spitballing here. Get rid of that. Come through here. We'll just go ahead and mock this up real quick here, folks. Do that. Do that, and then we'll go like, we'll just do a real quick search here for, look for like just a basic half levels. We'll just say use this orange one here, just to mock it up. Okay, and then you have like this 2 space like right here, and I'm not a fan of this. I don't like it. I would rather have more space between their top, but this is what it would look like, something like this. And it would, you know, you would come up here and you would be able to look down in, and then like have a table and a couple of chairs, something like this. And this would go around the entire room of the ship. And maybe part of it would have like a vertical slab or half slab right here, so you walk up, you can lean on a rail, you know, that kind of a thing. But this is kind of what I'm thinking for this area here, just like a big crew area, because there's really nothing else I can do. I mean, I could mock this up for crew quarters, but they would be very small, this wide, and of course you would be right over the top of a window, and I don't see that working that way. So yeah, that's my thought process. Anyways, that's what I'm going with. I appreciate taking the time to watch. Again, this is the TrekCraft server, and you can join the server and check us out. A link to our Discord is in the description below. And again, this is, I believe it's the trekcraftserver.org. So one word, and it is a modded server, 1.18.2 currently. So you will have to pack a lunch. That means install mods, and there is in the Discord, there is a detailed step-by-step process on how to do that. It's pretty easy. And I will see you on server at some point, I hope. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.